Imagine waking up tomorrow morning. Everything seems perfectly normal. The sun is up, your coffee is brewing, but reality itself has caught a glitch. For the next 24 hours, an invisible switch has been flipped in the human brain. Suddenly, not a single person on Earth is physically capable of telling a lie. The rule is absolute. It binds the slickest politicians, the strictest teachers, your closest friends, even that guy who swears he'll pay you back by Friday. If we were forced into absolute truth, even just for one day, would we build an instant utopia or watch human civilization collapse by dinner time? The damage starts at 8 a.m., right at the breakfast table. A spouse asks how the meal tastes. Instead of the usual polite deflection, the survival instinct fails, and out comes, honestly, it's really salty and a bit dry. By 9 a.m., offices are war zones. A manager asks for feedback on their presentation, and an employee blurts out, "I have absolutely no idea what you were trying to say for the last 10 minutes. In classrooms, teachers ask why homework wasn't finished. Students stare back and admit they fully intended to do it, but spent 3 hours scrolling through reels instead. These morning interactions are awkward and funny. They are the microfractures in our daily routines. But as the day goes on, those tiny cracks are going to reach the load-bearing pillars of our society. By noon, the digital economy starts melting down. Influencers post videos admitting they've never actually used the skincare products they're paid to promote. On the ground, car salesmen confess the exact markup on the sticker price, and real estate agents point out the black mold they usually paint over. Then comes the main event. At the exact same time, world leaders hold press conferences. Reporters ask about massive policy decisions. Instead of giving rehearsed talking points, they confess they made the choices solely for poll numbers and have no idea if the plans will actually work. We realize very quickly that global politics, commerce, and consumer confidence don't run on hard data alone. They require a calculated layer of fiction just to keep the wheels turning. As evening falls, the adrenaline wears off, and a darker reality sets in. We are taught that raw truth is morally superior. But is it? Imagine a child asking their mother if she is always happy being a parent. Forced by the anomaly, she admits she sometimes feels exhausted, overwhelmed, and completely burnt out. It's the truth, but it leaves a scar. Look at this diagram mapping out human connections. Psychologists have a term for the small daily deceptions we use to navigate these links: white lies. They aren't designed for malicious manipulation. They are vital emotional tools. These micro-deceptions form a soft, glowing, protective outer barrier in our social network. They act as shock absorbers, protecting our fragile human bonds from the harsh, abrasive edges of reality. But when you remove those buffers, the network violently shatters. Every single relationship is suddenly exposed to the relentless friction of absolute truth, and the connections begin to snap. By sunset, countless friendships and marriages have irreparably fractured. These 24 hours suggest that social order depends on these polite deceptions to remain functional. Finally, the clock strikes midnight. The 24 hours are over. We can lie again, but the societal masks have permanently fallen. The day acted as a filter. Relationships held together by convenience or shallow praise collapsed under the pressure. However, for those who remained, the forced honesty cleared away years of unspoken resentment in a single afternoon. These survivors now have a foundation grounded in reality. They know exactly where they stand with one another, because they have seen the worst and chosen to stay. Yet, as the world picks up the pieces, we realize the most devastating truths uncovered during the anomaly weren't about politicians, businesses, or even our spouses. The hardest, most painful consequence of the anomaly was forcing us to confront the elaborate lies we tell ourselves, the truths we hide behind the mirror. So if you woke up tomorrow and couldn't lie, what is the single hardest truth you would have to speak out loud? And who would you have to say it to? Yourself or someone else? Drop your answer in the comments below. Truth is a difficult burden, but it's the only path to a clear perspective.